Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to episode 56 of the Sharpshooters Podcast. I'm your humble and gracious host, Mr. Brensky Sharp, on the ones, twos, threes, fours, and the fives and the six, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate all y'all coming into the house tonight. We got a jam-packed show talking a whole bunch of college football. Uh, Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely would appreciate it. And definitely comment in the chat. I already got one of my favorite people already coming in chat, Miss Janet. Appreciate you. A long-time supporter of the channel and many others. Uh-oh. And then even got a special guest in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He just popped in. But make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to talk about this college football playoffs, the transfer portal, recruiting, and whatever else y'all want to talk about. Just make sure y'all comment and all that good stuff. But let me bring in my main man, Piano Man. What's going on, man?
What the business is.
All right. Well, what jersey you got on?
Let me break it on down for you.
Oh man. Okay. I think hold on, let me guess first. I think one is no. That ain't Mean Joe Green. That ain't Mean.
That's Mean Joe.
Where the orange come from then?
It's yellow and black.
Okay, it look orange. At least on my end. Okay, well that's nice right there. That's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan for you. When you start wearing stuff like that, you know folks are fan of them. But I ain't introduced my guys, my main man, the Haven in the house.
Man, you know what's up?
That's his boy.
What's going down, man? We back in the building. Another great show. You know, we about to get it live. I got a lot to say, man. You already know what's up.
Ooh. And you already know, man, my guy. He's an Auburn fan, but we love him. We love him here. One of the most reasonable Auburn fans in the world. My main man, Tez. What's going on, dog?
What's happening, man? What's happening? I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that you think I'm reasonable.
At least reasonable. I can deal with reasonable. Just straight nonsense I can't deal with. It's certain folks just straight assholes. Sorry for my language, everybody.
Well, Tez, I'm gonna say this, bruh. You one of the few Auburn fans I can really sit down and hold a decent conversation with without losing my cool.
Oh wow.
And I don't like Auburn at all. I went there one time, and Anyway, but you cool though, man. So you make it worth talking to.
I appreciate that, man.
And ladies and gentlemen, I gotta shout out our sponsors. Our sponsor, Calhoun Foods, home of the people who care.
Shout out to Calhoun Foods, man.
Shout out to Calhoun Foods. Shout out to Greg Calhoun, ladies and gentlemen.
1999, you know what I'm talking about?
I was about to say they're not a real sponsor, but man, I always shout out Calhoun Foods. Man,
thanks.
I always support Mr. Greg Calhoun. Shout out to the man. But to kick off the show, you know, we just had it, the SEC championship. Oh man, somebody up here. Just a little recap, little recap, because ladies and gentlemen, you know, we do have a Texas fan up here. The Haven. Texas Longhorn fan. We seen that they had a heartbreaking loss against those Georgia Bulldogs. Shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs. They're in the college football playoffs and they SEC champions. I just want to hear what the Haven has to say.
I don't want to go first.
Oh, you don't? No, sir. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. I don't talking about this because of you, sir.
Oh, okay.
I know you want to. I know you want to talk about it. I know you got a lot of. I don't want to interrupt you, sir. You go ahead.
All right, guys. Let me start off by saying this, man. It was a good game. It was a very good game. Defensively, we got what we wanted out of this SEC championship. Texas came out, man. That defense did what they were supposed to do. Very proud of my team. First year, very proud of Texas coming in, defying the odds, making it to the SEC championship to begin with. But there's a big but on this one, man. Like I'm not happy with Quinn Ewers putting up over 300 yards, 340 yards. And I want to be precise. I just don't have my numbers up right now. I think it was 348, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. All them yards that he put up in the air. It was so many moments where I was so excited, so hyped. And then we'll get tackled at the 10 or at the 20, or they just couldn't get it in the end zone for some reason. And this was happening so much throughout the game. It was just frustrating to watch. Then the kicker missing 2 field goals, going 1 for 3. Insane. If we would have got one of those field goals, SEC champs. Mistakes like that, and it was blowing my mind. Is just lately in football, all the kickers, the good kickers, have just been missing kicks, even in pros. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's some in Vegas going on, but I just know this. We lost that game that we should have and could have won easy. We took the quarterback. I knew Carson Beck was going to flop. I called it. I said, yo, if Carson don't come out playing like Brady, they not going to win this game. And he didn't play nowhere near to the status of what neither one of these quarterbacks, honestly, did what they were supposed to do to lock in they first round draft status, in my opinion. I think this was a very critical game for both of those guys, for Carson Beck and Ewers. And Ewers definitely is disappointing me on his quarterback play. Not getting it in the end zone. I don't know, man. I feel like, look, I talk so much about how I didn't want to see Manning out there. But, hey, look, I ain't going to lie to you. Manning would have scored at least on the ground. He would at least put a run up in there, you know what I'm saying? He would have gave us a Jalen Hurts type performance where we get one on the ground, one in the air, at least. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big difference maker when you got quarterbacks who can score. And I didn't see that from Ewers. I didn't see it from Beck. Beck only had like 71 yards. They took Beck out the game. We weren't ready for the backup. We took Beck out too early. I wish we would have just kept Beck out there. We would have got more picks. We would probably got a pick for a touchdown, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. But we weren't ready for that mobile quarterback that they had, that backup, that dude. We weren't ready for none of that. And it showed. Weren't ready for the running game at all. They were ready. They were prepared for the pass, but weren't prepared for the run. And I saw that. And ETN won the game for Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Our running back, they shut him down, man, to like a 52-yard performance or something like that. You know what I mean? They shut our running game down. They did what they were supposed to do. So Georgia played Georgia ball, and you know, they were who they were who we expected them to be. You know what I'm saying? It's Georgia. You know what I mean? But golly, bro, not putting it in the end zone really just crushed my team, man. And to see them go out like that, man, was just, it sucked, but I wasn't too mad about it. It was a good game, great game. I was entertained. If I would have spent money to go to that game, just like anybody, I wouldn't even been mad, man, at that outcome, because it was just, you can only be mad at Texas if you're a Texas fan. You can only be mad. We lost that game ourselves. We didn't do what we were supposed to do on the offensive side, man. We did not put it in the end zone like we were supposed to. Can't depend on the kicker every time. It's just, you be mad at the kicker. You can't depend on the kicker. We should have put up more touchdowns in the air. 340 plus yards in the air, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. That's all on Quinn, man. That's all on.
Basically, looking at this whole just looking at like the opening drives that you guys had, you guys were moving the ball with ease. And the thing was it seemed like when y'all got past 30, it's like y'all forgot how to play offense. Like y'all just worked y'all way all the way down this field because y'all was getting terrible field position at the beginning of the game. I'm like, man, they just can't even like Quinn forgot how to play quarterback when he gets down here, and then it's leading the field goal.
That's what I was seeing. It was insane. Like we could not score when they came to the red zone. We just folded every time we got to the red zone. Our offense folded every single time. Every time we make a big play, get all the way down there, I get excited, and then it's like, oh, let's line up for a field goal.
Oh yeah, but it was just like, man, the whole thing. You gotta convert off those because you playing against. I think Georgia was number 5 in the country, but you have to make those points in those games. You just can't just settle for 3 points. Of course, Georgia can stay in their game plan and keep running the ball. If you score 2 touchdowns and go up on them, they changing their whole entire game plan of just getting away from the run a little bit. They're gonna throw it a lot more, which is a strong point for you guys because you guys have a good secondary. But what kept them in the game is that you guys just kept just failing to make points. Then Quinn throwing almost interception, then he throwing the interception. Bert Auburn missing field goals. So, and then in my opinion, like for Stockton, a lot of folks giving him a lot of praise. Like he came in there, he did good on the first drive. Man, he was just like, he was okay throughout the rest. He managed it, but it wasn't nothing too special to me.
It was nothing fancy. Gunnar Stockton had Gunnar Stockton and Carson Beck had identical numbers. And Gunnar had a pick. Carson didn't have a pick.
It's Georgia football though, right? Like we say the same thing about Stetson Bennett.
They scored on the ground, man. Scoring on the ground.
They don't need a good quarterback to beat. They don't need a good quarterback to win.
That's crazy.
They need a good quarterback.
That's not gonna work in the college football playoff, bro.
They can win with an average quarterback at best.
No, bro, listen. They're not gonna make it far.
Hey, if that was the case, they would have been winning. They would never win 40 years without winning
like that. They're not gonna go far.
Well, that was a different. That wasn't Kirby Smart's Georgia 40 years ago.
And then it ain't like they just had scrubs now. Jay Fromm came in there and he played good his freshman year. And then
they play well, but I'm talking about like, would you pick a Stetson Bennett, or would you pick a Carson Beck? Like, would you take these quarterbacks in the draft? Like, no, they aren't.
Well,
they aren't first round talent at quarterback.
Yeah, of course, we all have guys that we know that are good college guys. Easily,
Yeah.
It's always good college guys.
I'm gonna say this, man, because you guys know, dude. I ride for Ewers, man. I like Ewers. You know what I'm saying? But from what I'm seeing now, like lately with Ewers, ever since he came back, you know what I'm saying, he's been a good game manager. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see like that dog. I don't see that dog in Ewers, man. That I think I used to see. I thought I used to see in him. I don't see that same dog, man, that I used to see in Ewers, man. Before these injuries are kind of making him play a little safe. And I mean, dude, it's time to rock and roll. This show, you going out, man. You going into the draft, man. It's time to turn up. You know what I'm saying? This is it. This is the SEC, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to turn up. He should have did what he was supposed to do.
Speaking of the SEC, Miss Janet was like, honest questions that the Haven. Now that your team played an entire regular SEC season, do you believe the expansion just means more in the SEC?
Yes, I do. First off, it's a different respect factor when you move into the SEC. Everybody knows this. You know what I'm saying? Texas had to come into the SEC to compete, to get that respect, to get that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and them moving into the SEC, that was a big thing in Texas football. But hey, that was not the team that should have came first. for me. Like,
Mm.
you know, but most of Texas would agree, you know what I'm saying, to what I'm saying. Most Texans will agree. Texas was the team that deserved to be in the SEC first. You know what I'm saying? Even though A&M win and all that crap like that, you've seen what they've done in the past 10, whatever plus years that they've been in the SEC. Nothing. They beat Bama a couple times with Johnny Manziel. Whoop-de-whoop. They had one all-star great recruiting class that didn't go nowhere. Whatever. But now we got Texas in the SEC. So, yes, I do think it means more when you're winning in the SEC. It's a bigger deal. You know what I'm saying? You're playing bigger and better competition. Like, all the best of the best go to the SEC. Everybody knows this in college football. Everybody knows this, just period. So, yeah, it does mean a lot more. And that's why I wanted Texas to win that SEC championship year one. Didn't get it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get blown out. They didn't get their ass whooped. They lost to the team that beat them before, which is crazy. Georgia pulled off a crazy feat of beating the team twice in 1 year. Is crazy.
I'll tell you what.
We about to move on to the playoffs in a minute, but go ahead, Ted. My fault.
No, I was about to tell you what happened with Texas. What I saw was all year, Georgia was the toughest team they played on their schedule by far.
Mm-hmm.
They played the SEC schedule, but in that SEC schedule, they had Oklahoma, who's a team. This is their first year in the SEC, so you don't look at them. You had a Michigan team in there too that they played, and then as far as the SEC gauntlet, you got like a Florida, Kentucky, think of Vanderbilt. So they got a good draw this year as far as SEC schedules go. They really weren't tested for real until the Texas A&M game, the Georgia game, and the Texas A&M game. I think that's just what happened in the SEC championship. You played a top tier SEC team, and the results is different.
Well, you know, look, I'm gonna say this much. You know, you got a great point on that. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna move on to the playoffs after you.
Yeah, you got a great point on that, bro. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have the toughest SEC schedule. They did play some teams that they've never played before. You know what I'm saying? Some powerhouse schools that's very reputable.
I think you got stuck.
No, it was cool for our first year, bro. We did a lot of great things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go on and move on from this. I'm over it. I'm ready for the Manning era. Let me say that much. I'm ready for the Manning era. I'm getting ready for this Quinn Ewers era to be over with.
Yeah, let's
Put
go.
the Manning boy in.
But B Sharp, can I say something right there?
Oh, my fault, Piano Man. Go ahead.
No problem. Because I was enjoying Tez and D. But D, I want to say this though, and it's one thing that you didn't bring up, but I'll bring it up because this is what caught my attention from the word go. Are the drop passes that was in your receiver's hands that could have been game changers for Texas had those passes been completed. Especially the one in the end zone right there in the first quarter, that was right there in that dude's hands. And I hope Janet don't mind me catching on to her, latching on to her question about it means more. It has to mean more to the players because even though the guy was over from Georgia was all over him, you're still supposed to catch that. I'm talking about the pass in the end zone. You're supposed to make those spectacular catches. You're supposed to make them because it does mean more. It's supposed to mean more. So, in Ewer's defense, right there, some of those passes were not caught for whatever the reason, and I think that those passes, if they had been caught, it would have changed the trajectory of the game. Point number two, penalties were killing y'all. I mean, just crazy penalties. Y'all would get a good drive going and a penalty. Okay, you start the process all over again and a penalty. So it was the little things, D, that's just one man's humble, unsolicited opinion that That's what killed Texas. Because it wasn't like now. Let's just be honest. It wasn't like Georgia played all that spectacular. No, 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 no. They found a weak spot from an offensive perspective. They found a weak spot in your defense. They ran the football, tired you out. So the story goes. So I think that the strong part of your offense became weak because your receivers didn't make plays on the ball. And then the second thing, from the overall standpoint, too many penalties. And that will kill a good team. As Alabama, they'll tell you.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. And those are great points that I did not bring up. So I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, you're right. Penalties, premier catches that should have been touchdowns being dropped. It's just, I don't know what was going on with the passing game and the receiving game. You know, they were on point so many times that just did not lead to scores, man. And you can't win like that. Not against Georgia.
Man, I was about to say kudos to Kirby. He do that to everybody.
Yeah,
he do it to everybody but Alabama.
Thank you. I was about to go there, but I wasn't gonna go there. But thank you for saying it, man. Because he know who his kryptonite is. He know who his kryptonite is. But we gonna just move on, transition, because they SEC champs before some Georgia Bulldogs get offended. But college football playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's that time of the year. The first year is 12-team playoff. One of the questions I'm propose on this: did the committee get it right? That's one of the questions. And one thing that I hate about this seating the most. Hold on, let me get this off so y'all can see it.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And shout out to College Football Kings for the graphic. The one thing I would say, not even about them getting it right, because it was a lose-lose situation. Yes, I feel like Alabama should have been in there because based on the strength of schedule. But we did it to ourselves because we lost 3 games and we left it in the committee's hands. You can't leave nothing in nobody's hands when it comes to that. You want to control your own destiny. We controlled our own destiny and we didn't get it done. So if any Alabama fans want to be offended by that, oh, to hell with them. It'll be all right. The sun come out tomorrow. We seen worse. If you're a real Alabama fan, you've seen worse. And this is nothing. Just missing the playoff. Some of these teams, some of the people I know that was happy we didn't make the playoff, never even sniffed the playoffs. And I don't want to say certain fan base, and it's not even our rivals. But I would point out one fan base. It ain't even one of the fandoms that I hate. It's really just like Florida, Miami, these type fan bases, and certain people that like both of them, even though they're rivals. And I don't know how you're a fan of both of them. Shots fired. And if you think I'm talking about you, I am. But what y'all think about this? Bracket. I think. Well, matter of fact, you can answer. We can go around the table and ask. Did they get it right first? Quickly, then we'll talk about the game. You can go first, Dave.
Did they get it right? Put that bracket back up real quick.
Okay,
I was gonna speak on it. All right, did they get it right? Boise having a bye week is insane to me. Am I looking at this right? Boise has a bye week.
You are looking at it right.
Arizona State has a bye week. Right. Am I looking at this right?
Yes, sir.
Conference
this is insane, guys.
Conference champions.
Look at these 2 teams that got bye weeks, man.
Conference champions. Yeah, hey, I'm going by what they said, bro. You don't blame me. If you're a conference champion,
come on, come on, man. Let's just be a little bit realistic here.
I am being realistic.
Is
That's
Arizona
the sad
State.
part.
Let's ask the critical questions. Is Arizona State a better team than Bama?
No.
We know that.
Nope. Is Boise a better team than Bama?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Damn, we quiet here. Come on, guys.
We said no.
No.
Oh, y'all said no? Okay,
We
okay,
said
go
No.
ahead.
No.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't see y'all because of the graphic. Throw that shit back up, man. Come on, throw that graphic back up. We about to go down this list. Is
Well,
Indiana a
come on,
better team
other
than
folks
Bama?
got to answer.
They got it wrong, bro. Look,
Mm.
what's crazy is the number 10, 11, 3, 4. I think Bama could take all them boys. I think Bama could take every last one of them teams I just named off. Honestly, even with their losses that they took this year, I don't think they got it right. I think strength of schedule should go into it should be like a big thing when it comes to picking some of these teams. But I'm gonna say this: I smell some upsets. I smell some upsets for real. I think a couple of these teams gonna get knocked out in the worst way, and I think these bye teams. I feel like it's crazy, dude. Georgia has the easiest path to the championship. Texas Slick has the hardest path to a championship. This is just wild, man. This is a funny bracket because everything to the right of this bracket looks goofy to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everything over here looks goofy. And then the fact that Arizona State has a bye week is insane to me. So, no, I don't think they got it right at all. At all.
Piano man.
Since we're talking about strength of schedule, I want to talk about the strength of a loss right quick. That Oklahoma loss killed us. And I mean, just no two ways about it. B Sharp, you said it earlier. We put our fate in the hands of the committee as opposed to taking care of our own destiny. So, with that being said, to a certain degree, yeah, the committee got it right because we didn't take care of business on one hand. But now, if you're throwing out the strength of schedule, I'm gonna have to agree with D. The 10, I'm gonna say this: the 10. Let me put it this way: I'm just gonna go from 8 to 12. If the real Bama shows up, it'll knock all of those out. Can beat them all from 8 to 12. And you know,
Facts.
I believe that.
Facts. Big facts.
And so
Facts.
on and so when you look at strength of schedule, strength of team, strength of just just using the word strength of schedule, strength of team, strength of popularity, strength of fandom and everything, they didn't get it right. They didn't consider any of that. And so there's no way, because I'm going to bring this up. Let's talk about that number 3 seed right quick. When did Boise State become a part of the Power Four? I thought that it was ACC, SEC, Big 12, Big 10,
They
because we no
based,
longer have a Pac 12.
yeah, my fault. They was basing like a group of 5 conference had a chance to get a bye too.
Yeah. It's just the 4 highest ranked conference champions. It don't matter which conference they are.
It doesn't matter.
And to me, just an OG here. To me, that's almost like a false reading, because we all know that on a regular Saturday, we know that Boise State really wouldn't hang with an Oregon. Well, they did until Oregon went on and beat them, but they wouldn't hang with a Georgia. They wouldn't hang with Ohio State or Tennessee. That's just in my opinion. I don't think they could do it. So when you base it on strength of anything, no, they didn't get it right. And I think that these are the things moving forward. They're going to have to really, after this year, they're going to have to really sit down and evaluate it during the time of the spring because
Mhm.
you're going to always have this problem if they don't settle it now. Because the other part of that is like last year, Alabama had that one loss, but then like the year before when they had the two losses and but they would begin to play better than everybody and they didn't let them in. This was the same case right here. The same case. So it's one of those you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But to answer your question, no, they didn't get it right.
Test.
Yeah. So did they get it right? Well, based on what the rules were and how they're playing it this year, yeah, they got it right. They did the right thing. Uh the reason they they did to a degree get it wrong, but they've been getting it wrong for a very long time. Throughout the season, the rankings haven't really reflected enough strength of schedule. I think even Nick Saban said it when they announced it. He was like, "Hey, Alabama shouldn't have never been down that far in the first place." You know, when you got an Indiana with the inferior schedule, Boise with an inferior schedule, got all these teams with inferior schedules um, ahead of Alabama. The problem is they never rank. I said this last week. They kind of pick and choose which one of those rules they want to follow. Last week it was strength of schedule, right? They put a heavy weight on strength of schedule because when Miami lost, they took Miami and they put them behind Alabama. Well, they really weren't going by strength of schedule because if they were going by strength of schedule, they would have put Miami behind South Carolina, Miami behind Ole Miss, and all those other three lost teams that played better schedules than them. Then come this week, they would have been able to take SMU and stick them all the way down at the bottom. But because they didn't do that last week, you can't really just take them and take them out of conference for losing the conference game, conference championship game. Uh, it's got to change. I think everybody agree that it's got to change. It's not fair. It's not fair to a number two team in the country. Uh, you think about it, like you got number two team in the country. Where is Texas ranked in the country? Not in the ranking, but like Texas is probably like what number
Five
three?
now?
Well, they're in the 5 spot, but I think they ranked higher than that.
Man,
I think that don't even really matter now.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. But if they were just to rank 1, 2, 3, and 4, Texas would get a bye week.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Texas would get a bye week. Whoever the number 3, it would Penn State would get the bye week. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't get
I
Arizona
got
State.
that was the one that's in question, I believe.
Yeah, you wouldn't get those 10
I'm
with a
gonna
bye week.
say this,
And
man.
also, hold on 1 second. Like this system, I feel like was made for when all the conferences had teams in them. It wasn't really made for like these two power conferences. Because if you think about it, if Oregon was still in the Pac-12, that'd be the Pac-12 champion. Nobody would have a problem with them being in the playoffs. If
Right.
you see what I'm saying, if these teams were still in those conferences, it would look a lot better. Now it's just they all piled up in two conferences. You can't really. There's no point in even putting those other three conferences in there. They never gonna have the strength of schedule to compete with these schools.
Tiz, but can I right there be sharp? I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said
Go
something
ahead.
about inferior schedule. Well, if we be quite honest, and I mean no harm to anybody, but it wasn't like Ohio State played the toughest of a schedule either. It wasn't like Georgia played the toughest of an SEC schedule either. They played one tougher this year versus in the past, but Georgia got away with some stuff too. So I think it's enough blame to go around for all of the teams that are involved. It's like the SMU, I think, because that's where the stink lies with SMU and Clemson. Their schedules were not their schedules were not like boom, like very tough. So uh, I think that strength of schedule thing has to be uh, looked at overall for everybody that's involved. Because, like I said, look at Oregon's schedule. Oregon's schedule, like, come on, Oregon's schedule was soft, Mike. Versus the only competition they really had was Ohio State. Michigan had a down year, so that you brought up a key point about the inferior schedule and the strength of schedule. Really, all of them. Notre Dame. Just look at them. Like Janet said in her caption there, Notre Dame. But who did Notre Dame lose to? Northern Illinois. And the crazy part about that is they lost to Northern Illinois at South Bend, and yet they got rewarded. So it's got to be fixed. I mean, that's all I'm saying, Tez, is I'm in agreement with you that all of them have flaws in it, their
Yeah,
schedules.
it's got to be fixed for it to be fair, because otherwise you're gonna end up just like this year with Georgia has the easiest path. You know, you got the Texas team that is sitting at 5, but theoretically they got to play the number 17 team and then go play the worst team that's getting a bye. Um, like it's just not fair the way the season set up. But even still, like it's gonna be some good games. Like DeHaven said, it's gonna be some upsets, man. Uh, these are home games, so you got to take that into account too. Uh, so
I think it's gonna be some upsets, bro.
Okay, let's talk.
We're gonna get surprised this week.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about. I'm just gonna go down. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. We're gonna go down. We're gonna start with the Tennessee and Ohio State game. Who you guys think gonna win this game? We ain't gonna even talk about the keys of the game because more than likely they play next week. So then we can talk about that next week, like the keys to victory and all that good stuff. Who you have in this game? I have Ohio State winning. If this game was played in Knoxville, I would have gave a nod to Tennessee.
It's in Knoxville. I
No,
mean,
it's
Nashville,
in Columbus.
Columbus. Oh, I said Knoxville. Shit, bro. I'm gonna say I call it upset. I think Tennessee gonna win this game.
I don't think it's even close, but we're gonna talk about the keys to it. It ain't really talking about them too much because trying to let everything factor out with the transfer portal and all that. Piano man,
I
you
got
do.
Tennessee.
Oh, another Tennessee.
I
Ted.
got Tennessee.
mhm. At Ohio State, I'm taking Ohio State.
Yeah,
Taking
man.
Ohio State in the home game.
Yeah, because I just don't see them getting past that defense at all. But it's gonna be an interesting game. That's easily the best game.
Tennessee
Every,
got a great defense too, though.
Yeah, and that's why I picked them because their defense is just as good as Ohio State's.
Mhm. I think the only thing what is going to be very, very interesting when it comes to this game, uh, with Tennessee, like I said, the only weak link because I'm just gonna throw this out there, and I still had them winning that championship is Ohio State, based
Okay.
on based on their roster and based on what I see. The only thing that's really holding them back is their quarterback, which I said day one. I just do not trust Will Howard. in that position at all. I just do not trust him in that position
Yeah.
at all. And we clearly seen that he played good in the Oregon game or whatnot, but it was some things. I think the defense let him down in that game too. Um, so I put I put 50-50 on the defense and him. But in that Michigan game, man, you had no business losing to Michigan. I'm sorry. The defense did everything possible for you to win that game. You can only hold them down for so long. And they put you in position to win, and you didn't take advantage of it at all. So it's really come down to him, them Ohio State wide receivers with Jeremiah Smith. He said Tennessee. I just can't say it. I totally understand. Miss Jen, because, but I'm not picking Tennessee. I'm sorry, but them cornerbacks going against those Ohio State wide receivers. Then you got Quishon Judkins and Henderson in the backfield. They got a good offensive line. That's what's going to be, I think, going to be a lot for Tennessee up there in that cold. And then we get to see a late game in Ohio State this late in December. So that's going to be interesting.
It get cold in Tennessee too.
It don't get as cold, and trust me, it's different up there in Ohio, man.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It get real different.
And be sharp. I want to throw this in because I'm glad you highlighted that game. The other important factor is right now, and I want to say this, Janet. I don't like to say that name either, but it is what it is. But the other factor is Ryan Day's job is really on the line.
Yep.
It's not being
That is
said,
very true.
but it's on the line. I promise you it is. And if Tennessee pulls this off, Ryan Day is gone that night.
Oh yeah.
He's
That
out
night.
That's very true.
that night. He's gone that night.
Right.
I thought they were going to get him at the Michigan game, but by them still having a shot in the playoffs, that kind of saved him. But if Ryan Day and Ohio State loses that game, he is gone. I don't want to see a person lose their job, but I will be the first to say it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. That's
Hey,
I'm being
hey,
honest.
man.
I'm just saying it how
Don't
I feel. So I
no
want
don't
Tennessee to win.
don't feel too bad for him, man. That man getting a lot of money. These
Oh,
folks getting a lot of money, so I don't feel too bad for him when you
you
making a
know,
lot of money. I don't
making a
think
lot.
nobody cried when Jimbo went out the door. Yeah, I know he at home kicking up his feet. Oh, y'all deal with this chaos. I'm cool. But let's talk about I think we got 2 Ohio States, 2 Tennessees. Matter of fact, this is a very, very interesting game too. This Clemson and Texas game, which you're one of the guys on the channel. Shout out to the Haven, who was on the pod, is a Texas Longhorn fan, and it's them and Clemson. Now I thought the game was gonna be played in Death. Not why I keep calling that thing Death Valley. They're gonna play in South Carolina, but clearly they playing in Austin. I had the Texas Longhorns winning this game, and I think if they played on the road, I would have still had them winning, but it would have been a close one. I have to see what's Clemson quarterback name? Just forgot him just
Hey,
that quick.
Klubnik.
Clay Klubnik returns back to Texas. Can he deliver on the road? This is a big game for him. But I believe that Quinn and those guys get out of there 10 plus points. We'll see.
We're gonna take him out the game. We're gonna take his head off, man. Cade Klubnik is not gonna be ready for that Texas defense. I put money on Cade a bunch of times, man. Last year, dude. I look, he's a mediocre. He's not gonna be able to play against his defense at a top tier a top tier defense like this and make it out of this first round, man. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm calling it. It's gonna be a very, very tough game for those guys.
And going back to the Ohio State game real quick, Jason, I understand what you're saying, but they're used to that. They play in that. They practice in that. It's different, man. We gotta understand, like, if the Miami Dolphins coming from Miami and they going to play the Cleveland Browns, it's a different game, man.
But Tennessee cold too, man. I don't know why y'all thinking Tennessee cold.
But it's not like
this. Have you?
I
been
know
to,
it ain't like Ohio, but this ain't like.
Have you been to Ohio? Have you been to Ohio in the winter?
I ain't been to Ohio in the winter, but I know a lot of people from Ohio. I know it's cold as hell, man.
Ask them which one is worse.
I ain't gonna say which one's worse. Hey, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna say this: Tennessee more prepared for some cold weather than a lot of other teams in the South. Let me just say that much. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, but
they more prepared than a lot of teams in the South, bro.
D,
get cold in Tennessee.
Now, D, I'm originally from West Virginia, and bro, that cold hit different up in those mountains. It is different, and the further east or northeast you go, it's different. Tennessee, it's cold over there in the winter, but when you go a little bit on up the road there, that cold hit different, man. It make you start crying.
Yo. Hey, I don't want to deal with it. I done been in New York in the winter. I ain't never been in New York in the summer, man. I'll be mad every time I go. It be so cold up there. So I'm already hooked.
But Piano Man, what you got for this Clemson and Texas?
I don't think it's gonna be a ball game. I think Texas is gonna come out with that thunder. And I don't think it won't be too many drop passes this time. I think yours is going to be okay, but I'll say this. But if he's not, man is going to come through for him. This time, let me say how I really feel. Clemson won't be able to throw this game. They're going to get thrown under. They won't throw this one. Won't be no comeback in this one. I think this one's going to be over early. So, Texas.
You heard it here first.
Gonna be a knockout, man.
Gonna be a knockout.
Gonna be a knockout, bro. I don't even see K getting over 200 yards passing. He ain't even gonna put up 200 in the air. Trust me.
No, now.
I'm calling it. Trust me. Go under on Clubnet.
I gotta do it, man. It gotta be me. I gotta do it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm taking Clemson, man. I'm taking Clemson in the upset. I'm taking Clemson in the upset. We never had no tournament before, but if there ever feels like a coach that's a tournament coach, it's gotta be Dabo Swinney. It's gotta be Dabo Swinney. When you think of NCAA tournament, think about basketball and think about coaches that do okay, then they in the tournament they turn it up. If there's a coach like that in college football, it's got to be Dabo Swinney. He's already selling the team the chip on their shoulder that they actually played their way into the playoff. We saw it happen in real time. He's gonna have them prepared, man. They know that they barely got in. They are gonna be a handful for Texas, man. And I just think I'm telling you. Hey, somebody put in the chat, Clemson by 3. Listen, I'm telling you, Clemson is one of those teams that will win a game like this, and we'll look up and they'll be in the Final Four because
I need
because
more
they got to get
explanation. I need more insight on this one. How's playing?
It's solely on Dabo.
Dabo finna outcoach Sark this week. This is what you trying to say. Killing me right now. This is hilarious.
I don't know where he's getting it, bro. This is not the same Clemson team that you feel that confident about. I'm not saying that they can't.
No, I don't feel confident about it. I'm just picking an upset. If I had to pick one,
Oh my
I'm
God.
looking
I
at this
see what you're
game.
saying.
I'm
Okay.
looking at this game, and Clemson can do it.
Okay. We gonna
If it's
see.
everybody to bet on in a tournament situation like this, it's gonna be Clemson.
Yo, Jen,
So that one is your upset.
That one
That's
is my
your
upset
okay.
so far. I have to look at
Okay.
the rest of them.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
No, sir.
All right. Now
Like,
this is gonna be the battle of Indiana. We got Indiana
Mm.
versus Notre Dame, which I believe is snooze fest. I believe Indiana's just been playing this Big Ten schedule. No, I do not respect Indiana. Indiana is Indiana, and it will forever be Indiana. They good at hoops, and they ain't been like that since Bobby Bowden. No, I said Bobby Bowden. Bobby Knight been there. Rest in peace to both of these greats, Bobby Bowden and Bobby Knight. Rest in peace to these brothers. But I believe they're going to go into Notre Dame and they're going to get destroyed. I believe that seriously Notre Dame probably beat these guys by 14. Plus, I don't see an upset in this game at all. And what I've seen a stat of before I move on to you, DeHaven, and you can give your opinion, is that this is literally going to be the first game since 1991, which me and DeHaven were born in. Shout out to us. I don't want to point out Piano Man and Ted's age. We'll just say they older, but we was born in 91. But that Notre Dame would not have their game how do you say it? Televised by NBC since 1991. First game. That is a home game. Let me correct that. That is not a home game since 1991. ESPN is doing the game. So this is that's interesting. I just wanted to get that out there. But DeHaven, who you got in this one?
As bad as I wanted to call an upset on this one, I just got to be so realistic. Notre Dame is going to win this game, and they're going to go on to play Georgia. So I see Notre Dame versus Georgia. I don't see Indiana making it past this first round, realistically.
Piano Man.
Notre Dame, enough said.
Ooh. Yes.
I'm going Notre Dame. It's probably gonna be a little bit closer game than I don't know about the 14 points. Indiana play a brand of football where they like to run the ball. If they can do that, it's gonna be close. But I still think Notre Dame pull out a win now.
So we just got a clean sweep on the Indiana Notre Dame. Nobody respect Notre Dame. I mean Indiana. So Indiana, this your chance to shock the world as a 10th seed.
That is true.
So go out there and shock the world. I don't know. I put this up. I don't know. I'm in agreement with you on that. And shout out to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Nick and Marcus. The brothers do great work, even though they're Auburn fans. Show them love by hitting the subscribe button. They good people. And if you brothers want to go and come up here, you can brothers come up here and talk y'all mess too. I know y'all ain't going to a bowl game. Just want to throw a little shot at y'all. And Tez. Just throwing a little shot. That's it. Just a little
It's
friendly.
unnecessary, man.
Yeah, it was it was totally unnecessary, but it's all right. I don't give a damn. But shout out to them boys, man. They doing great work over there. But the last one, SMU, Penn State. This one right here, I believe, can be an upset. Why? It's because of John Franklin. It's just something. I think John Franklin, if he loses this job, he's on the hot seat at Penn State. I believe you can go to Penn State and win 10 games every year and you keep your job, you can win 9 games, even 8. 8 is about as low as you can go. But if you get 9 or 10 wins consistently every year, you will be a coach there every year. It's like it's not too high, it's not too low. It's right there. It's right there. We don't have big expectations. So when we do go with that mark, we good. If he loses this game to SMU, I expect John Frank to be on the hot seat. This is one of those games he should not be losing, but I'm going to take Penn State in this game because they're playing at home. In that cold, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different in December. You got them boys from Dallas, SMU coming up there. We seen how they played in Charlotte in that cold. They played good. But the further you go up north, man, the colder it gets. And we may even see snow. So I got Penn State winning, but just by a touchdown. Dave?
I got Penn State winning this one. I'm not big on Dallas or anything going on up there. But I will say this, that's just me being biased. It would be cool to see SMU rise from the dead and come out on top. You know what I'm saying? The Texan in me wants to root for SMU, but the Houstonian in me doesn't care for SMU. So let me say a couple things. Would I be mad at SMU pulling this off? No, not at all. I'd be happy to see SMU, like I said, rise from the dead. They've been in the grave since 86. What 80? You could probably help me out with this piano, man. When did SMU get that death sentence?
88.
I think it was 88.
It was 88. So since
great documentary by ESPN, by the way.
So come on, guys. It would be cool to see SMU advance. It's cool to just see them in the bracket anyway. But to see them advance and beat a team like Penn State would be a big, big victory. Even if they, we know they're not going to win a championship this year. But
man, they're going to
just to see them beat Penn State would be really big for their program and for their recruiting and all that stuff like that. So I don't think they're going to win. No, I'm not rooting for them. So I think Penn State's going to win this game just because, man, come on, it's Penn State. They're playing at home. Just like y'all said, just like Brensky said earlier, this cold is going to be a lot different for them Dallas boys.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to be able to step into that arena and pull that off. You know what I'm saying? Golly.
Oh, man, you're so unprofessional, man. You're so unprofessional.
Sorry, guys. This MacBook is connected. But, yeah, man, I don't think they're going to pull this off, man. That's my take on it.
Yeah, Jason said if SMU upset Penn State, us Alabama fans would never hear the end of it. Well, of course, man. It really don't matter. I'm about to say what they're going to talk about it all off season. Stuff like that doesn't matter to me, but like look who they set up and they're playing. I'm like, it shouldn't be a shocker to nobody. I would not be surprised if SMU go into Penn State and upset them. I don't think nobody should. But I know what would happen. If that man don't win that game, he on the hot seat. He is definitely on the hot seat for real. So we gonna see. My fault. Piano man, You good?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it looked like you froze up. I didn't even realize you were froze up. But what you got?
For some odd reason,
hold on, real quick. Smooth, we talking about the college football playoff, my brother. We literally talking about this. But yeah, I totally understand what you're talking about. You're like, what the hell Bama got to do with Penn State? People love reaching. You right about that one. I'm with you on that one. But go ahead, Piano Man. My fault.
For some odd reason, this is going to sound so totally off. I believe that Penn State will find a way to lose this game. But James Franklin is like, if like from Louisiana, got some bad juju on him. You know what I'm saying? Something will come up, and SMU will keep the game close, and Penn State will look like they're going in for a win, and something crazy will happen. Because let's be honest again, Penn State offensively is really, in my opinion, they're not that strong. So I'm going to take SMU in the upset. I think
Ooh.
SMU they eased their way in. They're that team that you have to watch them. Now, they may not go far, but I think they have enough to beat Penn State. In the cold, I think they'll beat them.
Dave.
Oh man, this game is interesting because I respect Penn State. I respect their home field. I respect their home field advantage. But I also respect SMU. What they've done on offense this year has been pretty good. Shout out to Rhett Lashley, former Auburn offensive coordinator, doing his thing as a coach down there. He has fielded a good offense at every stop since he left Auburn. It would be, as much as it would be like a pink slip game for James Franklin if he were to lose this game. If Rhett Lashley were to win this game, it would take his career to a whole nother stratosphere. He would instantly become one of the hottest coaches. Probably, I don't know if he would leave. He'd probably be crazy not to leave SMU. But SMU, just as a program, is one of them programs that kind of scare me. Not so much as because of the conference that they play in. The conference is weak, but like, this is in Dallas, Texas. It's a proud group of boosters and money in Texas down there. We saw what this school was able to do before the 88 death penalty. The whole reason it came up because they was willing to spend money on the football team. So, man, SMU being a good team and getting far would be kind of crazy. But I think that SMU pull out the upset in this game. Oddly as it sounds, they got two upsets. I got Clemson winning and SMU winning. But I think they go into Beaver Stadium and get an upset and a narrow win.
My bad, man. Yeah, I thought one of y'all was gonna add on to that.
Yeah, man. Look, we already hip. We know SMU. They're not gonna win this game, man. Like, let's just be real, dude. Like,
do we?
Look, if it's an upset, that's gonna be my call for the upset this weekend. That's my call for the upset. SMU beating the Penn State Nittany Lions, whatever, Liddy Lions, whatever you want to call them. They're out of there. But what's the next one? What we on to? Do y'all think Colorado should have been in the playoffs?
No. Bro, come on now.
No, I was just saying, Deion was popping this stuff.
Shout out to Prime, but stop it, bro.
Prime was popping this stuff.
I think it's too many teams in the playoffs as it is.
Shout out to, I believe we should have left it at a 14 playoff, and we wouldn't even be having this discussion. Y'all can argue about who's the fifth, but shout out to Prime and them, man. I picked him to, I think, 9 or 10 wins, and they got 9 wins this year. I think I had 10. but they amazing job. Colorado is growing, but they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs at all. Shout out to Prime. Must be the money, all that good stuff, but no, hell no. And look at that, man. We got another great friend of the show on here. My good brother, the man with the master plan, and also work with one of my favorite people growing up, Mr. Leon Day, my main man, Coach Carl. What's going on? You on mute if you don't know. He'll get off mute in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. But shout out to Coach Carl.
What's going on, Brisky?
There you go. There you go.
How y'all doing, man?
Not much. What's going
What's
on?
up, man?
Shout out to Coach Carl.
Cooling.
There you go. There you go.
What's going on, fellas?
Oh man, nothing much, man. Just talking about this college football playoff, man, and everything that's going on with it. I'm ask you just real quickly, since you just hopped up here, since we were just talking about SMU and Penn State, who you got winning?
Man, honestly, I heard y'all talking about it, man. The bigger thing with me is more like James Franklin. I don't think it's Penn State. I think it's James Franklin. Can James Franklin win a big game? Ever since he's been at Ohio State, at Penn State, anybody that proposed a challenge, he can't beat them. He can't beat Michigan. They proposed a challenge. He can't beat Ohio State. They proposed a challenge. If they had played Indiana put up any kind of fight, I don't think they would have beat Indiana. If Indiana played them like they played Ohio State the first quarter, I don't think they beat Indiana. So can James Franklin win the game? Like, can he win a big game? Everybody that proposed a threat or put up a fight against Penn State since he's been there, they lost all them games. So it ain't the kids. I don't think it's the program. I think it's more the coach. Can the coach get the team over the hump?
Mm-hmm.
So SMU, they showed me a heart. Or was it Clemson letting them get back in the game to keep Alabama out of the playoff? It's one or the two. It's a Dabo thing. If it was a Dabo thing, or was it SMU that much better than Clemson? Because I don't see SMU being that much better than Clemson, coming down from 17 points down, and then you make it run all the way back. It's Clemson went into a vanilla offense to let them get back in the game, and they actually stopped playing defense. So I love SMU. I like the fighting SMU. I just don't know if SMU have the firepower or have the manpower to bounce up against Penn State. Teams like SMU, Penn State will try to bully them, play bully ball against a team like SMU because they know they got more strength. They'll be playing a home game. It'll be a cold weather factor, and James Franklin won't be afraid of them.
Yeah,
so,
I think what you said that was really, really interesting, man. Did he let him get back in the game? I don't know if he necessarily let him get back in the game, but I still believe in some way that could be true. But what's so funny about all that is that the way he was cheerleading for them at the end of the game, that is a playoff team right there. That is a playoff team. They need to be in there. You can tell he wanted them in there instead of Alabama. He knew what he was doing.
He lobbying for his conference, man.
It's not
you
lobbying
ain't
for
thinking
his
about your
conference.
conference. He ain't never did that no other time in no ACC championship game.
It's not lobbying for your conference.
You want him to say Alabama should be in there?
No, just say, oh, that was a good team and move on. We won championship.
You got to think about it like this.
We beat them. We may
done
end up
every other
game.
time when you won the ACC championship game.
No,
but
I'm
all
saying
of a sudden now,
lobbying
because
his conference for one reason.
I just beat
fellas.
a team. I just beat a team.
No, fellas.
I want to play them again.
Exactly. That's what it's about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
He
understand
wanted
what's
them.
wrong
He
with
wanted them in the
it.
playoff, hoping that they put him on the same bracket,
Why
and
would
then they get a first round matchup with those guys. Or if he get a weak first round matchup, and then he get back in the conference and fight the second round with those guys.
Exactly.
Put them on my side. We get
Let
this
him in there.
easy bye. We get this bye, and then the next week, if they win the game, then we'll play them again. If they put us on our conference, then that give us an easy run to the semifinals.
For sure.
That's why he was lobbying for him. You put Alabama in there, and then now you stick me and Alabama on the same side. I can't make it past week 2.
And it's only going to expose what he has not been doing in recruiting. Only thing he's trying to do is lobby and say, look what I'm doing. And I'm building a team. And I'm not even going out here getting transfers and all that. Look, we made it to we was 2 wins away from winning that championship game. See, I don't need to go to the transfer portal. Come to Clemson. That's all the thing he wants to do. But the way he's doing things, he's going to turn into a dinosaur, and he won't have a job in the next 3 years if he keep going at the rate he's going. Maybe even 2.
I think he want to win it, man.
But the problem with
Of
Dabo,
course, everybody wants to win it.
Dabo do take transfers. He take transfer, but he's only going to take so many transfers, 1 or 2, maybe 3 transfers a year. He's not going to go in the portal, kind of like Coach Prime, and had to revamp a team through the portal because he couldn't get the recruits. So he's not going to go in the portal and try to pay a high-price defense in to come rush off the edge. I mean, that part I like about him. I ain't going to tell you no lie. Unless it's one of those guys coming out of South Carolina, jump in the portal, you don't need to go out there and pay $12, $13 million for no defense in. Clemson signs them. They go for they 4 high 4-star, 5-star. They play defense with Clemson. I'm liking now. I mean, you gotta think about it. We went in the portal and brought in some guys, and we already had talented guys on our team. The portal guys didn't perform well. Our guys had to come in and play. And then they actually plays better. So why not just recruit the guy that you have, you trust them. And when you find out they can't play, then you go get somebody in the portal. But don't recruit them. Don't play them. Go get somebody in the portal because they play a little bit better. Shit, you got them on the roster, man. Play them. We got to find out what you got in the kid before you go out there and bring another kid and put in front of that kid. And then next season, we lose that kid in the transfer portal. We lose a lot of kids in the portal because we bringing in kids that I think that like even the Jeremy Bernard is a good kid. But I guarantee you, there's some kids on there that we're gonna lose in the portal. They're probably better than him.
I know. He just walked in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He's an hour and 13 minutes late, but I don't see the time. Good brother, my fam, Mr. Jason Walker, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on?
Yeah, hold on. For one, let me see what hashtag you got up here. The Atlanta Dream Snow Cone Salesman. Hey, man, that may be your best one yet, man. That may be your best one yet. I like
in the
that
winter,
one.
man. This time
I'm
of
just
year,
trying to help the people. I'm just a humble servant for the people.
Yeah, we're selling those Jeezy the Snowman cones.
Why they selling snow cones this time of year, Jason?
You don't really have to worry about it. Ain't that
You got to worry about a melter, huh?
I got to sell about 3 or 4 of them.
I know. Let me catch up on these comments real quick. Say, is it true the committee thinking about expanding the playoffs to 14? That's actually true, and I believe it's going to be
happening.
Yeah, that was already in the works either way, but yeah, that's definitely happening. Nick, shout out to Nick and them for
it's not gonna make any difference, man. Well, they put 14, they put 16. I
really
say,
no,
me
they
personally,
need to get rid of those conference championships.
Yeah,
not get rid of them, but like the automatic bids. That's what they're gonna really get rid of.
Me personally, I think it should be more like the NFL system. You got the NFC and the ALC. You got your North and your South, your East and your West. Just break them down. Whoever wins it, you put them in the playoff. Let them fight it out.
We gonna see.
top 4 seeds, everybody will battle out. Boom, you go in the playoff and let them fight it out, man. That's the way I see it. That's about the only way it's gonna make sense. Because if you don't do it like that, you just whoever the top seed in that bracket all year long, whether you 5 and 6, and hell, you the top dog in your bracket. Hey, you make the playoff just like the NFL does. The NFL model. They do it over there in the LCS. They use the NFL model for the LCS. Why we can't do it in the NCAA?
It's kind of hard, man, because like 30 million schools. That's only difference.
It don't matter.
But we gonna see. Only time gonna tell.
Make them get down.
Miss Janet said Clemson knew what they were doing. They didn't.
Oh yeah.
Keep Bama out.
That's what I said.
Jason said I felt like Dabo took his foot off the gas. He said so you made the game close. I think anybody that watched that game felt he did take pedals off. He could have made it more. It could have been.
He could have beat SMU. They could have beat SMU by 50.
We know.
Yeah, they could have beat SMU by 50. Like they could have easily blown them out, man.
Well,
they couldn't even get a first down.
If he faked that and then end up winning by 3, then he been point shaving his whole career then.
No, I don't think. Like I said, I don't
nobody back in the game to win by 3.
I don't think he let them back in the game to win by 3. He took his foot off the gas and he tried to cruise his way through. And once you let a team like SMU start getting momentum and them kids start believing that they can play with you, it comes hard to stop them.
Yeah, you can't get it back.
Like we played Vandy. Vandy jump out there, they score a touchdown, we throw an interception, they return it for a pick. Then they come back and they stopped us again. Then we stopped them and then we go score and they kept scoring. At that point, they kept scoring and scoring. Now you feel like, damn shit, I can play with Bama.
Yep, it's just like us against Georgia.
We got
it's the exact same thing.
Hold on, my fault. We got a special guest in the house tonight. The Haven just now realizing I can put the camera on him. We got my goddaughter in the back.
Oh, she sat down then.
No, don't sit down now. Don't sit down now.
Man, she all in the mix, man. That's what I'm trying to,
She's like, y'all gotta pay me.
Cool. She all in my mix, man.
Ladies and look just like her mother. Thank God she doesn't look like this, man. Thank you, God.
Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
But look, what we got? This ain't Trevor's Clemson. They did not want to play Bama. Miss Janet was laughing at your comment. I was laughing at your tag, Jason.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, man. We can talk now. We can talk about a little bit of this transfer portal, man. Just a little bit of this transfer portal. We see a lot. Jason, I forgot the number, and I know it has grown since we last talked. Pause. The number of people that's in the transfer portal. How many people did you tell me like a couple of hours ago that are currently in the transfer portal right now?
3,300 college athletes are in the transfer portal.
Sheesh.
That is crazy. Now imagine like all the.
I wonder what. I was about to say, I wonder what percentage is that of all athletes.
Man, a lot. That's more than that's more than. That's probably more than all the Power 5 conferences. No, I know it's more than the SEC. I know it's more than the ACC. It could be more than the Big Ten. That's a lot of players.
It is.
Matter of fact, how many roster can carry right now? Like 125 players.
Yeah,
that's probably more than every Power 5.
I think legally with the gray shirts is like 120, but it's just all active roster with the red shirts is like 85.
I'm trying to go with the top heavy.
With the gray shirts.
Yeah, I'm
with the gray shirts with the gray shirts and the walk on, I think it's like 120.
So man, that's almost a whole Power 5. Like when the
it's
Power
a whole
4
league worth of players.
That's a whole league, and we talking about this many guys in the transfer portal and a lot of them trying to look for situations. I cannot think of my guy's name right now, but I love listening to him, man. He always talking college football. He used to play college football, but now I think he like a coach. But he said what a lot of these guys don't realize when they hit that transfer portal, unless you like one of the top guys, you may not never play college football ever again.
Yeah.
You may never play college football again. You don't have nobody calling you. I wouldn't jump in there, especially if you don't have no film or nothing. Like Caleb Downs can do that. Yes. Those 5 stars that came out last year, they can do that. Folks gonna blow up their phone to try to get them to come there. But if you just been on the bench for like 2 years, developing, don't expect like Ohio State and big time schools to just come knocking your door down. They come holler at you because they looking at other people too that actually played. So I think it's ridiculous with that number. That ain't what we was talking about with the transfer portal. I just thought it was crazy how that number has grown. Jason, what you said it was the day before?
Like 2 days before, it was like 1,200 people. This is insane.
That's crazy.
And then it just jumped to 33. That is insane, man. That is like insane. So
and
I have a question
cycle. So the entire last cycle, 3,900 went in, and we're already at 3,300.
And
I have a question. My question is to Jay: is that just football players, or that just everybody?
No, that's just football. That's just football.
Yeah, because I was looking at last night trying to see how many kids was in the portal, and I just stopped scrolling.
You just stopped?
Yeah, you just stopped scrolling. So check this out. This another perspective is some of these kids are in the portal because the school trying to make room for other portal kids. Because that's what the transfer portal has become now. Now you got kids being dumped in the portal. You know, they having those tough conversations where, hey, I think it's best that you go somewhere else, finish your college career out, so that we can go have roster space to sign some people in the portal. So you're seeing some of that too, man. The schools are starting to play the game, which is a dangerous thing when you really think about it. You go from recruiting kids, rolling out the red carpet to, hey, you need to find somewhere else to play because we got this new toy that we want to bring in and put on our roster. When the schools start doing that, now you're approaching, some dangerous territory. It's already dangerous as it is when kids, they don't want to sit behind nobody. They don't want to develop. They want that instant success. And, that's what somebody said, if you don't have no game film, then you probably shouldn't be in the portal. And at first I was like, well, sometimes you got certain situations, but it's true. Like if you ain't got no game film at all, you probably shouldn't be in the portal, man. If you couldn't even get in for the 4 games that they could play you to save your red shirt, then you probably should not be in the portal. And if you are in the portal, you probably should be going somewhere smaller so that you can, you should be transferring down so that you can get on the field.
Yeah, no, I did hear that too. They said a lot of kids were transferring down to the LCS, and some of you trying down to Division 3. So
I'm not mad at a lot of these kids for, choosing their destiny, bro. Like, a lot of things can mess up your future in football. And hey, bro, if you got a chance to, oh my God, if you got a chance to like make some moves. Make the moves while you can. Like if you can save your football destiny, man, do it. Cause we seen a lot of coaches mess up with a lot of great talent.
Yep.
And we seen a lot of cold players, man, go to squads and sit on the bench, don't get no chances, or the coaches just don't get it right. They don't utilize these players the correct way. So, you know, I'm with it. Some of these cats, you know, and hey, even with Jason said, you gotta be a dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real.
You gotta be a dog.
You gotta be a dog, but see,
Gotta be a dog.
but see, sometimes you can be a dog just with the wrong program. Some of these coaches, they got
That's true.
man, some of these coaches got they got their people, you know what I'm saying, that they gonna rock with, that they gonna, you know, show a lot more favoritism towards. And that happens in a lot of football programs from high school on up. Actually, even from little league, pee-wee on up. So, you know, we know how this goes, but yes, shouts to them boys that's actually, you know, the ones that ain't getting no playing time, that ain't just gonna sit around and just, you know, rot on the bench. Shout out to them boys who, you know what I'm saying, getting other chances and opportunities at other schools. I ain't mad at that.
That's true.
Go ahead.
I said that's true, but you gotta think like this though, like Ohio State. You can't get a Caleb Down, Brinsky, unless you damn promise Caleb Down that he's gonna start. That you're not getting that guy. So you got this guy behind him that was waiting on his chance. Now he was a 5-star coming in. He hadn't fully development. He's waiting on his shot. This year is his year. But then you bring in Caleb Downs. Now he got to go back to the bench for another year. He's not going to stick around. He's going to transfer. So he was waiting on that shot, and Caleb Downs come in. Now he got to transfer out. He got to go somewhere else, try to make another name for himself somewhere else. So that's just the biggie issue, man. That's why I say on certain aspects about Dabo I like, and some I don't. Like, okay, you got confidence in your defensive guys. And I mean, one thing I can say for sure, his defense has never slacked. Like when he recruits you and he say you my guy, his defense don't slack. He had problems on offense. Now he should have went in the Portland and got some offensive linemen, got quarterback, she got better running back. But the defensive side of the ball, what he was talking about, he was saying on defense, if you can't play at the school you with, why should I get you? If you coming off the bench for them, what good you gonna do me? If you can't cut the starting roster there, you can't cut it here. And I'm with him on that. Like defense, like defensive wise, I'm with you on that. I can understand that. But offensive wise, when you got a quarterback out here, like what his name, but in Oregon, whatever the kid name, Gabriel, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
That dude jump in the portal, and all you were missing from last cycle was a decent quarterback, and you don't offer the guy anything. Right. When you know he's proven himself from USF, from UCF to Oklahoma, not in Oregon. All he did was get better and better on every stop he took. Hey man, at least offer the kid. Bring him in at your program, see that you're trying to do something different on offense. Now that's the flap that he's taking. But on defense, I'm with him. If I recruited you and I say you the guy and you coming to play for me on defense, I'm not going in the port and get a backup. I'm gonna just deal with the backup I already have.
Right.
Absolutely. Man, it's gonna be very, very interesting. This cycle, just seeing where a lot of these guys land. I know we got Texas up here. That little girl looked just like her mother, thank God, once again. But what I was just about to say, I want you guys to just tell me, because I know we got mostly Alabama fans up here, one Auburn fan, one Texas fan. Who that you see in this transfer portal right now, I'm probably start with. But since it's more Alabama, unless Tez you ready, is somebody you want that you want portal right now that is on your wish list that you want on your team right now. If you don't know anybody, at least a need that you guys need to go with.
Man, of course we need offensive linemen. We need tackles, as does every other school in the country. They're just hard to come by in the portal. You know what I mean? Like, especially good ones, because teams don't get rid of good offensive linemen when they get them. So, as far as skill positions, probably Hardy, running back from Louisiana Monroe. He shows some interest. Number one running back in the transfer portal right now. He shows some interest in Auburn. And then Singleton, the wide receiver from Georgia Tech. But we got a fan Georgia offer him. Hopefully.
Well, that was confirmed earlier that Georgia's not a real contender.
Oh, okay.
So this comes out of his mouth.
We'll take him. My only fear is like with us getting receivers out the portals, will it scare off some of the young receivers that we already got? We hadn't got a chance to see them on the field yet. So, but other than that, man, like there's no quarterback. I know Malik Murphy hit the portal. Big quarterback, recruited by Texas. Not mobile at all. So I don't know how that works in our system at all. So I know he's scheduled a visit, but there's no quarterback that just moves the needle for me, honestly, in the portal just yet. Yeah, like I said when the season ended, like we talked a lot about Peyton Thorne, but when we get to the portal, we're gonna be held hostage by Peyton Thorne's stats: 2,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And now we in the portal and we looking at these stats from these quarterbacks, and it's like, not much better than that. Much better than that out there. So I don't know.
Peyton. Okay.
Legendary. I'm not saying
that. I'm not saying that that's the guy. I'm just saying that we had a lot of complaints about him at quarterback last year. And if you look at his numbers and you start comparing them to the quarterbacks that we're trying to sign, a lot of them hadn't put up the same numbers as Peyton Thorne, or even in the stratosphere as Peyton Thorne, which is crazy.
But what you got to think about Peyton Thorne, bro, is that all those are fabricated numbers.
Try to tell him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's every quarterback, bro. Every quarterback plays inferior competition and runs up stats. It's not just him. So every quarterback you look at,
if you look
at their numbers.
Go ahead, my fault.
No, I'm just saying, every quarterback you look at, when you look at their numbers, it's going to consist of some games against inferior talent where they ball out.
My only question to you is plain and simple: would you take Malik Murphy, or would you keep Peyton Thorne?
We're not keeping Peyton Thorne. He's leaving.
No, I'm saying if you had the opportunity last summer to pick a quarterback.
If I had that opportunity last summer, I would have just played the freshman Walker White. Because we could put up those numbers with a true freshman and get experience rather than a fifth-year senior. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, when are we going to let the young guys get a shot? When are we going to put them out there? When are we going to trust them?
Man, the only thing I always say about this, man, this is the SEC. You don't really see freshmen go out there. There's a reason why you don't. In the history of the SEC, there's a reason why you don't see freshmen go out there. That's just me. I'm not trying to put no freshmen out there. You got to be ready for the SEC. The SEC is like a whole different world. You can do that in the Big 10. You can definitely do that in the ACC. You can most definitely do that in the Big 12. But the SEC is just a different conference. Yeah, Ladway doing it.
I was about to say Thorne was a miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a transfer quarterback. I have no confidence in this coaching staff to go identify talent right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't think about that. Like, this is a guy we went and got from Michigan State.
Sure did.
Based on the season when he had an NFL receiver on his roster and an NFL running back in his offense. So, like, I have no confidence in this staff to go find the guy.
But you said you guys have the guy.
On our roster, I think between Walker White and Deuce Knight, we had
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the coaching staff. You said you have the right people in there. So now you don't have confidence.
I have no confidence in their ability to identify a quarterback at the portal. Yeah, no. Based on what I've seen.
That's messed up, Ted.
I mean, it's fair.
You didn't like Horny Thorny?
Would you want it on your team?
No.
It's not my team, not my problem. I got my own problem. Okay? I got my own problem at quarterback, all right? my own set of situations over here.
I would
But,
say for a team like Auburn, I would figure they would have went for more like a Sam Hurd coming out of Utah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought they probably like depending to being their top target. Somebody like Sam Hurd, they're the proven guy that was bagging up. So I mean, he played a whole lot better. I thought you were gonna say him because he went coming out of the transfer portal. He had a high grade, right? I think he was the top quarterback in the transfer portal so far.
I think so.
mm,
I think so. What is his classification though?
I have no idea, but I think he was the top quarterback in the transfer portal. If he's not the top, he's in the top 5 in the transfer portal. That's what I thought you was gonna say. Being that the type of coach you have, he like those stand around that can move a little bit tight, but somebody that really can sling it, like damn Malik Willis, somebody with a big arm type.
Yeah.
But my bad, I ain't mean to start you. I know they're not gonna get the ball deuce.
No.
I know he's not gonna get the ball deuce night off
For
the
sure
rip.
he's not. For sure he's not.
I thought he was gonna get that gunslinger. He gonna try to go for the gunslinger, try to keep that freeze forward. Because if he don't get a quarterback that can sling the ball, he gonna lose Cam Coleman next year.
Well,
You don't want to get rid of those.
You can see that by what he doing in the run game. Like he had Jarquez, and that running back room is probably going to be pretty thin. Next year, he's probably going to pass the ball around a lot more. You're going to see a lot more down the field passing from Hugh Freeze. I don't think he has a choice. I don't think he has any other option. We won't have
Cam. You got Cam. You got Cam. You got boy from Foley. What's his name?
Perry.
Perry Thompson. 5-star from Foley.
You got Malcolm.
Yeah.
And who was the other guy?
Bryce Kane.
Bryce Kane.
Yeah, Bryce Kane. Not to mention you got what? 2 5-stars in this cycle, or 1 5-star and 1 fringe 5-star.
Right.
Better get a damn quarterback.
You get somebody getting the ball. That's what I'm saying. He had no choice but throw the ball around this year. But then you get Alvin Henderson, who broke every record rushing the ball in Alabama. So
yeah, but that's in the 1A. He played in the 1A with lack of talent around him. Like, I mean, the teams that he played in 1A outside of Leroy, I don't think he did.
Maplesville and
I'm just saying outside of Leroy, like he put up big numbers against Maplesville, and even though he lost, he put up big numbers. Only team that he hadn't put up big numbers in was Leroy last year. Like he didn't have a good game against Leroy. Everybody else he put up 400 yards.
300 yards, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that one gonna be an interesting one. But since you talking, Coach Carl, I'm about to say, what are somebody you want us to pick up in
honestly transfer portal, man? Me personally,
just
I contend we need offensive linemen like everybody do.
Yeah.
Everybody need
outside of offensive line. We all know we need offensive. Everybody need offensive.
Everybody up here gonna say the same thing.
Besides offensive linemen,
I would say being that Caleb DeBoer and K want to run that 3-3-5 and sometimes that 4-2-5, but they basically run a lot of 3-3-5 stack. I would say we get us a dominant nose. Just seeking you find you a dominant power pushing nose, somebody that's a 2-gapper that can occupy space, take on 2 blocks, that'll free your edges when they come around the rush. That's about it, man. We gotta have to free your mic. You gotta have somebody that can free up your mic and somebody that can free up the edge. So a dominant nose would be something I would say that we need. Everything else, man, we have on the roster. We just got to utilize it. So we have backs on the roster we need to utilize. We have wide receivers on the roster we need to utilize. We have tight ends that we never utilize. Got all the DBs in the world. We got all the linebackers in the world. We just don't have no dominant, like no power dominant nose or a power dominant defensive tackle. James Smith came around late, but we don't have a dominant defensive tackle. We just need somebody that can eat up some blocks. And if they don't double team, we can beat you. Like everybody was saying in the live couple last week or week before last, we don't have a Quinn Williams or a Sean Robinson or a Jonathan Allen on the team.
And you see why those guys are all pros in the NFL. Now, it's a reason why those guys, like during that time, easily still one of my favorite national championship teams, 2015 group of guys, probably one of the most talented group, especially that defense, clearly, because a good portion of those guys are not just all pros and Pro Bowls, they're first teamers.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Yep.
But Piano
Deron
Man.
Payne.
Yeah, Payne. Quinn wasn't even playing. That just tells you everything you need to know. Coach, I say Coach Carl. Piano Man was besides offensive lineman. What just anything that you think need or want for the team?
I linebacker. Linebackers. I don't know if it's a need or a want. I think it's a little bit of both. But some linebackers that won't get caught up in the shuffle of things, where they're just as dominant at their spot as you were talking about a dominant nose guard. Because to me, Jahad Campbell is a dog all by himself. But Deontay Lawson didn't match that like he needed to. Then we know he got hurt. So now don't get me wrong, Rusal came in and he did his thing and he's gonna do it, but I still think we need somebody that's gonna be just forceful, just make their presence known and also be that leader of the defense to help keep the edge up, because that's also what's missing is somebody that's going to be on that difference maker in leadership, and to be that dog, to be that voice, to bring them all together and make them all play like dogs. That's what I'm looking at. So, but I think it starts at linebacker for me.
Yeah, I believe so too. Before I go to Jason and DeHaven, the only thing I'll just say mine real quick. I do like the wide receiver out of NC State. That look like that'll be a good little pickup. He looked like he good. Shout out to Jason Jackson. He said, I wish Bama could get that linebacker from North Carolina that's in the portal. I don't even know which linebacker you talk about. What's his name? And I can look him up. Because I don't even remember no linebacker from North Carolina. But based on what you're saying, I trust what you're saying. He must be a dog.
But the thing about the linebacker, Brisket, we got the linebackers on our roster. We just got to play them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got 4 or 5 stars on the roster.
Yeah. And the thing is, the one position I don't want to see even being close to recruited anymore. I was kind of getting pissed off by when we was recruiting was the running back position. When we was recruiting 2 running backs, AK Deer I can live with. We'll definitely take AK. But after that, I didn't expect Turbo to come to us. Shout out to him going to Ohio State, but I didn't expect him to get a lot of burn with us at all in the first 2 years. I didn't expect that because we got Richard Young, we got Justice Haynes, we got Jam Miller, we got Kevin Riley, we got Daniel Hill. And you see how many running backs that is like, and then I just want to know who was doing the recruiting. The one that really I cared nothing about, and I'm glad he went back to where he came from, was a kid from Michigan State. I don't know why we was recruiting him. That was the most annoying recruit that I've seen And then when he flipped back to Michigan State after saying he committed to Alabama 8 days ago, it didn't bother me one bit. I was like, thank you, because I got tired of seeing, Alabama signs another running back. Well, another running back committed to Alabama. But if it's anything, man, that I like Kelby Collins from Florida, homegrown. That'd be a good little fit for Alabama. So that'd probably be the only one that I say that I want outside of the receiver from North Carolina State. So that should be an interesting pickup. But Jason, what you got for me?
Well, really, if I could go get somebody outside of the people that y'all have already named, I really want to shore up the tight end room. Like, we lost Danny Lewis Jr., CJ Dupree is gone, Robbie Oots is gone. So that leaves really Josh Cuevas with any experience.
They going as like seniors?
They won't be back next year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Gone.
I knew about
Dupree, gone.
Yeah, I knew about Dupree, but
Robbie Oots, senior.
Did not know that.
Danny Lewis transferred.
Yeah.
So that just leaves Cuevas. So I think we need somebody to fill in Robbie Oots' role. We need that 6'6", 255-pound person who could just go out there and fill up space and and chip block and everything that nobody wants to do. Because right now we don't have that person on the roster.
I'm about to say, do you like? Well, it all depends. Your type of tight end that people want. Do you want to go out there? You want to get Deuce Robinson out of UFC? You want a pass catching tight end, or do you want a blocking tight end?
We need a blocking tight end because our offensive line ain't worth shit. We got enough 4 stars and 5 stars at wide receiver to catch the ball. I ain't worried about that. We need somebody who's gonna be nasty.
But my guy Jason said Amari Campbell. His production last year is 6 foot, 225 pounds, 72 tackles, 6.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, and 1 forced fumble. This past season, got 2 years of eligibility left. I have to watch the tape on him, man. He kind of look like he's small, so I just have to watch him. I'm not sure about the brother. Just gotta check him out.
I mean, I want a tight end I know out there was the one with the name, the Gibbert kid.
Eric Gilbert.
The 5-star that's in Nebraska.
He can stay where he
keep him away. Because he's not going to play.
Stay right where he at.
That's the only one I know about.
I pray to God his life to get back on track, but no. Because I don't know if you're going to be on the field, man. That's just the only thing. Are you going to be on the field?
So he won't play?
Man, I haven't seen this boy play since like his freshman year at LSU.
Wow.
I don't know what he.
This man probably transferred like 3 or 4 times already, and he's back in the transfer portal.
That's the only one I ever heard of. That's the only one I know.
Yeah, I know Deuce Robinson is backing up, but Deuce Robinson he's a tall kid, 5-star tight end.
We're supposed to be hosting the tight end from Arkansas this weekend.
Yeah. I got to check him out too.
Luke something.
Oh, you're talking about that. You're talking about that big physical bruiser that they had on the edge out there that were molding people.
That's what we need.
Luke Hawk.
Halls or Hawk, something like that.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
See,
just give me that.
A lot of folks talked big about him when he was playing in that Texas game. He kept bullying that defense in on that pin when they ran that pin and pull. He kept pinning that defense in.
Because we don't know what we're gonna have at right tackle.
That is the one of the most interesting thing. You're right about that because we really don't know. That's what I said, man.
Yeah.
I
Gotta
love
put one of them 5-stars, and you gotta put one of them 5-star tackles that we get out of the freshman class in there. I mean, you can't get no worse than we did this year.
That's
It's
how I look
growing
at it.
pains. It's growing pains. I mean, here you're gonna put Pritchard back out there and have a senior going through the same thing. Man, just drop a freshman off in the to go through the growing pain with a freshman. I'd rather die with a freshman and then die with a senior.
They ain't gonna do that to Jalen Milroe.
Miro gone. He should be gone. Please do not come back. Don't waste it. You got. I mean, his status is not gonna get any higher with a weak draft class at quarterback.
Yeah, it's probably gonna get worse next year with the guys that's coming up next year. So it's gonna be definitely interesting for him.
It's just let Ty Simpson take that punishment for a year. Take that punishment for a year. Let those offensive linemen groom together and get better. Than when Keelan come in there and start, we'll have a solid offensive line. Just don't kill your draft stats when ain't no quarterback coming out of the draft this year. Like you did. Well, he the second or third highest rated quarterback in the draft this year.
Yeah.
Well, y'all hard on the quarterback.
That should be real, bro.
Hey,
y'all, this was a Heisman candidate. This was a Heisman candidate.
Talking about Jalen. Trust me, man. I love Jalen.
I remember all the memes and pictures and the Heisman trophies and all that. And now y'all saying y'all don't want him to come back if he want to come back for another year.
I'm not saying don't come back another year because we don't want him. You go ahead and go pro now because the offense you're gonna have next year with a patch together lineman, with a patch together offensive line, where it may be strong, it may be weak. If it's worse than it is right now, with new people on the line of scrimmage, you're gonna have 4 new people on the line of scrimmage. Only person, 3. Only 2 people you know coming back is gonna be the center and your left tackle.
But
that's
it. What the offense is the quarterback for the offense on the roster right now? You think
that's why I say you might well go ahead and let Ty take the punishment. Let somebody Dylan Lawrence, somebody take that punishment with the new offensive line until they jail. And once they jail, okay, then somebody be back there. But Miro turned pro, he's at the highest he probably gonna get.
Yep. And then these guys are better. That's possible too, but these guys on the roster are better quarterbacks than him, and that's just like better at throwing the ball.
Passers.
They're definitely better passers. So the
offense should look completely different under them than it should under Milroe.
It will look more in Caden DeBoer's image of how
more his image, because on the bigger issue with Jalen is we didn't utilize our running backs. These quarterbacks on the roster now is not gonna be trying to pull every single thing and run it. They're gonna let the running back take the punishment.
Yeah.
And I forgot before we get up out of here, gentlemen. Like I said, we know this is the holiday season. So, like any tradition in the world, like the holidays, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, Hanukkah, all that good stuff. We even got the transfer portal. It's a holiday in the transfer portal. It's no other tradition better than this tradition every year. This young man right here, Bear Alexander, in the transfer portal, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tradition like no other. This man is always in the portal.
He entered the portal in high school.
He entered the portal in high school. The man went to
5 times.
The man has literally never stayed in one spot since his freshman year of high school. Texas. And in one spot for 2 years. Like, I think USC this season was probably the longest he's been somewhere. And he stopped playing with them mid-season and said he planned on entering the transfer portal. But This is his top 3 right now. So shout out to the legendary Barry Alexander, and they somehow made him the number 1 D tackle in the transfer portal, which is crazy to me.
It's because he's 25.
Right.
He an adult.
For real.
Professional college student.
That's it.
Hey man, it's a lot of old people out there in the transfer portal.
Boy, it really is.
I didn't need folks to understand this, man. Like Jason said, man, it's 3,300 folks in the transfer portal. So a lot of these guys will never see a college football field again, playing wise.
They'll never play.
Let me tell you something, guys. Please think before you jump into this transfer portal. If you really want to make it to the NFL, the only thing I say is you cannot do this in the NFL. Just because you don't like some, you're not going to be able to like, oh, I'm just going to jump in free agency. No, it does not work like that. If you can't handle it now.
It only works in the NBA.
And it doesn't work in the NBA either because you got to leave.
James Harden do it and put that fat suit on.
Here we go.
Yo,
man. You know he with another team.
James Harden and Kawhi Leonard are the biggest scammers in the damn NBA.
Hey.
Oh, for sure.
You got to be one of those guys to be one of those guys.
That is true.
You can't just be one of those guys and think you're going to pull this right now. No, I think Joel Embiid is up there too. My man is taking paychecks. So he said Otis should. He said
he got a bad team, so I don't blame him. I mean, until you make a trade to give me another superstar on the roster, shit, you take them games off. You get your demands, man. Joel Embiid proved that he playing though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
got to do it in the playoffs though. Just got to do it in the playoffs. Kawhi's legacy is set. I know James and them got to do it in the playoffs, but that's a whole nother story. When they get deep in basketball season, which when it comes to Christmas time, that's when we're gonna really start diving into more basketball. But we're gonna get up out of here and let everybody shout out their channels and all that good stuff.
Hold on, Brinsky. You forgot to ask Texas what he wanted in the transfer portal.
Hey man, all I want in this transfer portal is some weapons for Manning. That's all I want for next year, man.
Y'all got those.
You got weapons.
One more. I want them all.
How many weapons you want?
I want the next running back. I want the next Bijan there running back going to step up.
You got him. You got CJ Baxter.
Baxter got to come back off the injury. We're gonna see how he pan out. But you know, as far as that, I just want more weapons for Manning. I love what we're doing on defense already. I already know them boys gonna step it up, even the ones that's next up. I'm not worried about the defense. I want more weapons for Manning to be successful for next year. That's all I want.
Man, you sound just like Chris Ross. Chris Ross said, "Man, you want extra cheese on your waffle, man?" Like,
yeah. I want the whole thing, man. I want the Texas special from Waffle House. I want it all.
Man, damn, how many weapons do you need, man? The man got more than enough weapons for next year.
Just like Saban used to do it. Saban used to load his boys up.
Man, we ain't never had no roster like that.
Hey,
not a wide receiver. Not no.
I mean, he had mediocre quarterbacks, but he had some damn good talent around him. I know that much.
With no transfer portal back then. Either.
Yeah, man.
It don't matter, man. We got it now. So look, I just want my boys to snatch them all up, bro.
You want all
Saban had that one time, man. We had that one time, and that came with Jerry Judy, Henry Rhodes, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle. That was it, bro.
That's it.
All right, bro. Look.
Shout out to Rhodes.
I want us to run it up, man. Send the house like on the video game. Send the house. Get them boys on over here.
Boy, some greedy people out there, Brinsky.
I told him he want extra cheese on his waffle, boy.
You can't feed them with no dang.
God, man. You got Wingo. You got I know you're losing Cook, but you're getting Jamie French. You getting Khalif
I
Lockett,
forgot
those
about
two
James.
5-stars.
And
You
I
got
still
Golden
want
out
more.
there.
I don't
You
know
about to
how
get
you forgot
CJ
about Jamie
Bassett. You
French.
got Blue.
I forgot about Jamie French.
I don't
Like,
know how you
want
missed
more.
that. It was supposed to
I
be
want
him
more.
and
We
Ryan
just
Williams.
talked about
1-2
French on the
combo.
last podcast. We just
I
talked
know.
about him.
And you
Man,
want more.
Yeah,
And
you
I want
more?
more. And I want more.
Oh, Lord,
Oh,
have
nah,
mercy.
you
I
too
want
damn
it
good.
all.
And the
Well,
rumor
then-
has it Caleb. The rumor has it Caleb Oldham is trying to head your way.
I say
Damn,
don't
just-
go
Bring
there.
them on down.
You get lost.
I want them all.
Just put Jamie French back in the pool here. We was his second choice anyway. Send him
Hey,
on.
let's
That's
get
what,
French.
that's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
no.
They
We
gonna
done
start
offered
hitting the
French a
quarter.
Hellcat already. He on the way. We done order him a Hellcat. He on the way.
Damn, they get everything out that motherfucker. They need to cut off that oil, man. Somebody needs to transfer oil out of Texas and put it somewhere else.
And why they at it? They need to take a field out of Oregon. 'Cause that's
I'm telling
unfair,
you,
too.
Lord have mercy.
Uncle Phil up there.
Oh yeah, he up there wilding.
The man
This
said,
man
when that
gonna
man
lean
said,
back
"Oh,
and care how much."
no," when that man said, "Oh,
Well,
he
matter
said
of
he
fact,
gonna-
I'm not
he
mad
gonna-
at Phil Knight because he did the most important thing is just make sure Naeem did not go to Auburn. So that was beautiful.
Damn, Ted, you called a straight?
Man, it's
Hey.
all good. Haters gonna hate.
Called a straight for no reason.
Haters gonna hate.
Hey,
Hey,
it
but
is what it is.
when that man came out and said that Uncle Phil said that I might get he gonna help me get my own shoe. I was like, man, if you offering custom cleats, how you supposed to compete with that?
Hey, you can't compete.
I'm gonna get
Well,
you
you
your
can't
own
compete
shoe.
with it.
Ain't no competing with
Can't
that. You
compete
might
with
well
it.
quit.
Man, at 18 years old, my mindset was different. Man said that to me. Boy, I love Alabama, but listen here. Hey, y'all gonna do this to me?
We talking about
Brinsky.
D Field night.
Brinsky, you know
Phil
you
Knight.
still would have went to Alabama, dog.
I would have bet Alabama.
You know how I know you'd have went to Alabama, Brinsky?
Why?
Because you picked that $5,000 over that $2 million.
Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all this real quick.
Never mind. No, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I don't want to go down this
No,
rabbit
I'm
hole.
just gonna ask them real quick, and then next week, we're gonna make this a thing. This is gonna be a topic on the show.
So I'm gonna
Would
look
you
at people
take-
differently, man.
I'm
I
asking
don't
Piano
want to
Man, Coach Carl, and Taylor. I'm gonna ask y'all this real quick. Would you take $2 million instantly, or would you take $5,000 every week for the rest of your life?
Give me the $5,000.
$5,000.
DeHaven?
Business major.
Muted major.
Ask that question one more time.
You get $2 million up front, or you get $5,000 each week for the rest of your life.
Was it 2 million or 20 million?
No, 20. I pushed it up too high. It was actually 2 million.
It don't matter.
2 million or 5. Wait.
You get $2 million instantly. You get $2 million one time
It
settlement,
don't matter.
or you get $5,000 for the rest of your life every week.
$5,000
Yeah.
every week.
There you go. Hey, but I'm crazy.
Give me my 5 bands a
You
week.
niggas gonna live 3 weeks. Nigga have
Hold on,
$15,000.
DeHaven, how old are you? Right? Hold on, me and DeHaven are 33 years old. So you do the math on $5,000
$5,000
each
a
week.
week. Give me my 5,000. I'll stay in the house. I'm sitting in the house. I ain't
Bruh,
going
You blow that 2 million. Like I said, we're gonna talk about this on next week.
and
Everybody shut up. We
just-
don't really go down a rabbit hole. On
Hey,
this.
money go fast, boy.
I'm
Yeah, I
telling you,
know
they don't
I
believe
know
that.
That's how I know that 5,000 gonna be
Give my
gone.
5 bands a week.
Half of
And-
that
and
$2
this-
million going on taxes. So
No,
there
all
you
this
go.
is tax free. All this is
There you
tax
go.
free. All
Hey,
this
but
is
that-
tax.
Still 5,000 a week. Give me my 5,000 a week.
in just 3 short years, that 5 bands gonna hit like $20. Gonna be like a $20 bill.
Look.
Right.
We talking
Inflation.
about, we
It's
talking about 20
always gonna be
bands a month.
5,000.
We talking about 20 bands a month.
Yeah.
Give me my 5,000 a week, bro.
So that means it would take.
Man, we're not doing this, Jason.
I ain't
We're
got
not
work
doing
no
this.
more. I ain't got work no more. I ain't
We're
got
not
work.
doing
And
this.
it's secured.
What you
It's
mean you
secured.
gotta
I ain't
work
got
no
work for the
more?
rest of my life. 5,000 a week. Give me that. I don't want the $2 million up front. I'm like Iverson.
They treat $5,000 like it ain't nothing. Nick, you get $5,000 every Friday for
I'm
the
just
rest of your
treating $2
life.
million like it's
Hey, some people ain't making 5,000 a month. Give me my 5,000 a week.
With $2 million, I can
My
make 20
mortgage
bands.
three bands.
I'm
I'm
telling
making
you,
my
if I was making
ding.
$5,000 a week, I'd be in studio right now with this podcast.
We already
Be
told you
talking
what we
y'all
gonna
on
do
the
to
big
you.
screen. Like what
With
y'all
$2
talking?
million, I can make
Chris, we already told you what we gonna do to you. You gonna fuck up all your money trying to keep up.
Hey, that's cool. But guess what? I can invest in it. And if it mess up, guess what? I'm gonna get another fresh $5,000 to invest.
You can't invest $5,000.
You mess up on that $2 million, you ain't getting that $2 million back.
But
I can invest the same $5,000 you invest.
But
you're gonna be living
this
week.
though.
You're gonna be living
think
week
about
to week.
this. They're gonna give you $2 million up front, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you take the $5,000 a week, at the end of 2 years, you have way more than $2 million.
Exactly.
Right.
You talk about 100. You talk about 100 weeks. So in 3 years, you already done made an extra $1 million. The fourth year, there's another $1 million. So you made $4 million in 4 years. Just think about it. Just every single year, you make $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Well, no,
and in this economy, $2 million is not a lot of money.
Neither is 5,000.
Neither is 5.
I'm taking my 5,000.
Neither is 5,000, but you're gonna get a one-time lump sum, but you'll get every single year you get $1 million a year.
5,000.
So if you survive 5 years, you made $5 million.
Y'all making less. Y'all making less than $250,000 a year.
I'm not doing this with you. Like I said,
I'm confident. I'm confident in my ability to take $2 million and turn it into a lot more money.
A lot of people think they are until they actually.
Okay, but
I have a lot more money.
Once again, I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole. I did not.
I can invest $2 million safely.
That's why I left it alone. I'm trying to leave it alone.
Make more than $5,000 a week.
You can't do it.
I'm taking my 5 bands a week, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. You're not gonna safely invest $2 million.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Iverson on this one. I'm playing Iverson.
All I know is I done seen people take $2 million and turn it into 20 way faster than I ever seen somebody take 20,000 and turn it into 2 million.
Hey,
over and over again.
Okay,
I'm taking my 5 bands.
What are you buying into?
Energy.
If you don't, man, this is literally the perfect. If a person can't live off $5K weekly, then they don't need it. Plain and simple.
Man, it's probably people that it's probably so many people that's not living off 5K weekly that don't need it.
There's some people not making 5K in a month.
I dare you, man.
Y'all tripping, bro. $5K a week.
And they
$5K a week. I'm chilling, bro. I'm going wherever I want.
Bro. You not chilling.
5 bands a week.
Chilling.
I'm going wherever I want. I'm doing whatever I want to do. 5 bands.
That's not chilling.
No, you're not.
I'm doing whatever I want. 5 bands a week. Y'all tripping?
No, you're not.
5 bands a week.
No, you're not.
Five bands a week. That 5 bands a week. He can live in half. He can live
bro,
in half
y'all just don't know how. Hey, your boy do a lot of shit. 5 bands a week though. I'm doing what I want to do right now.
$20,000.
5 bands a week. Man,
he can live in a $500,000 house, and a $500,000 house won't cost you but about
out of here, man. 5 bands a week. I'm doing
month.
what I want, bro. I'm going where I want to go. I'm flying where I want to. Man, y'all tripping.
Think about this.
It's a vacation every week.
It's gonna take me 1 day to be debt free. How long is it gonna take you to be debt free at 5 bands a week?
I'm going wherever I want.
You're gonna pay off all your
6 months to pay off Tuskegee student loan.
Congratulations.
I'm still not paying that shit off.
It's gonna take me 6 months to pay off Tuskegee student loan.
I ain't even worried about the student loan. I'm doing what I want to do. You think I'm gonna take my $2 million and pay that shit off? No, I'm not.
The Haven gonna get garnished for 5 bands a week.
He telling you exactly why.
Haven ain't paying none of that student loan shit off.
You see exactly why 5,000 a week don't work.
$2 million tomorrow, and I'm calling Navient Sally Mae, and I'm telling them, push that payment back.
The crazy part about it, man. The crazy part about it, a lot of folks don't pay attention to. If you take that money with the average young person, now I can see you was in your late 40s and 50. You're gonna take that money and then you're gonna try to invest, try to sit on it. But the average young person get that money. The young people, first thing they buy when they get money is cars.
Oh no, that's why you
Hey,
said
cars
me.
would keep niggas middle class.
I'm old enough to know what to do with $2 million.
They're gonna run out and buy a car. They're gonna get the car they want, they're gonna get the chick they always wanted, and that chick gonna suck all the fun. So by the time you even blink your eye, you're gonna be broke.
That's what Jason gonna do.
Oh no, I'm buying drugs. I ain't never.
Okay.
Listen, I ain't never.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely gonna end this one.
I ain't never had a drink. I ain't never smoked nothing in my entire life.
Controversy,
crack.
Everybody, shout out your channel. Appreciate everybody coming through.
Yeah,
appreciate you coming through.
That's one of them. That's one of them. Did it run moments.
Haven.
Well, Jason, I'm
gonna
come
start
find
with
you, bro.
I'm starting with the Haven. Go ahead.
You already know it's shout out to my daughter in the back that's just going crazy. My little baby girl that. But hey, it's your boy. You already know what's going on, man. Follow me on all major platforms at DJ Ghost Plato. Also, I got my The Haven More Instagram that I just started just for my peoples. Just for my peoples. If I know you, you can follow me.
What's happening, people? Hold on. Yeah. However that worked. Imagery. You can follow me, the same photo imagery on all platforms, man. Another episode down. It was a pleasure talking with the guys, man. Shout out to my boy Jason down there, because he knew how to turn 2 into 4 and 4 into 4. But yeah, that's it for me this week, man. Next week, catch me here. I may have some things that I don't like next week. I think I might.
And that's what we need to get back to, man, because I really did enjoy that segment.
But yeah, I think we might bring that back next week.
At least one. At least at the minimum 3 each week.
Without the drugs.
Yeah. Without the drugs. Coach Carl.
Hey man, Coach Carl, man, it's Coach KD Taylor on Twitter. Yeah, on the block with Sports Talk with Coach Carl on YouTube. Appreciate it, invite Brinsky. Y'all gentlemen are really, really funny. I like this, man. They keep it rolling with Dr. Drugs. Because I actually teach at the school, so it can't be talking about drugs on live. Get me fired.
We do not condone this here.
No, sir. No, sir.
Roll Tide, everybody. Hey, I'm Piano Man. You can find me on YouTube at Piano Man 61. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to just 50 for the starting, so I can go live and chop it up with you guys as much as I can. So please, Piano Man 61 at YouTube, and get me up to 50 subscribers, and we can start going live. And then if you catch me on Twitter, I'm Music and Sports Guy. And so just looking forward to hanging out with you. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.
Now, just for the record, just for the record, I've never done drugs. I've never had one alcoholic beverage in my life, or I've never done nothing. But I would if I had the right amount of money. I'm just putting it out. But yeah, you can follow your boy on Twitter at Crowd Noise Jaywalk. You can find me in section 112 at the Atlanta Dream games. I have the entire section by myself. So if y'all want to come through. We just set a record the other day. We had 42 people at the game. Y'all be easy, man. I appreciate Prince for letting me come on here.
Hey, bro, you realize you can literally put Atlanta Dream record attendance for these. Man, you are silly, man.
Atlanta Dreams, ain't it?
Bro, we end up on Shade Room or anything. Hey, man, it's all him. Basically, it's not me. It's him.
Let me
Hey,
give you
How many snow cones you
Dream
sold that
season
night?
is
Jay?
over.
how many snow cones were sold?
How many snow cones you sold that night, Jay?
4 piece.
Just the
And
hint,
that's all.
the Atlanta Dream start playing already.
I know, but
It's every week, Coach Carl. It's Atlanta Dream every week, even in the off season.
I got you.
and
I'm
as always,
I'm coming over there one day next week, probably next weekend, and check on my granddad. I'm gonna stop by a game.
I give you the key. Let yourself in.
Man, as always, I'm Brisky Shaw by the Shaw Shooters Podcast, man. Oh man, shout out to everybody that's on here. DeHaven, Jason, Tez, Coach Carr, Piano Man. Also shout out to Arlon and Quint. The boys ain't been on the show in a minute. Man, they need to get back on here, but they doing great things in this world. Make sure you get everybody. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, support the channel. Definitely appreciate it. If you follow me on Twitter, that's my Twitter account, B_sharp. Be really engaged on there. Appreciate everybody y'all supporting. Trying to get we on the road to 700 subscribers. Appreciate Miss Janet for being in here tonight. Always a great supporter. Love you. Shout out to Jason Jackson showing support, man. Appreciate you, man. Subscribe to the channel, brother. Bishop coming up in here late. Big Sooners fan right here. Appreciate you, brother. And as always, man, shout out to all the subscribers. We on our way to 1,000. Let's keep it going. And as always, we didn't make the playoffs. We didn't make the college football playoffs this year. Love you too, Miss Janet. But we didn't make the college football playoffs this year. But it's all good. But Auburn didn't make it to a bowl game. God is good. F Auburn.
Amen.
F
Hallelujah.
Auburn. Roll damn tide.